You know, I used to love the superhero genre, but now I don't. And that's it for this video, guys. Let me know in the comments below what do you think about it. Leave a like and subscribe to this channel. Bye. Hello everybody, I hope you really enjoyed my very unique creative intro that has never ever been done before on YouTube. And you know, that's what we do on this channel. Only the best, unique, most creative content. Okay, jokes aside, technically it is what we're going to be talking about in this video. It was a perfect summary of the topic of this video. We're going to be talking about the superhero genre. Before you start disliking this video just from seeing the title, look, there's an explanation to this, okay? Let me explain. As you can see here, I love the superhero stuff. I used to, at least. But something happened. Something died in my heart, I guess. And today we're going to be talking about that. So the superhero genre has always been a part of my life ever since I was a little kid. And my interest in that genre was at like 90 or even 100% up until like the last year or so. And it went down to like 10% now, and that's where my interest in superhero genre lies now. But what happened, and how did that happen? It mainly started after I watched Endgame. But before Endgame, let's take a look at the last decade where the cinema was absolutely dominated by the superhero genre. And before the pandemic, the last few years we got like 4 or 5 superhero movies a year, if not more, I'm not sure. But looking at that number, it's not that hard to understand how someone can get tired and bored of that genre, and yet I didn't until I watched Avengers Endgame. For me, that movie was very enjoyable and a satisfying ending and a conclusion to the story that we followed for a whole decade. And technically, it is not the end of MCU. I mean, the end of MCU, I mean, I can't see it. It's never going to happen, let's be honest. That's never going to happen. But still, in my heart, it was kind of a conclusion. Because Iron Man's arc was finished, Captain America's arc was finished, Black Widow's gone, everybody, like the main guys, the most of them are gone. And they're never going to be in this universe again, and their chapters were concluded, so I was like, okay, this is it. In my heart, that's what I felt. Like, that was the finish line. After that movie, I wasn't sure if I would be following the next phases of MCU, and then the pandemic happened, and 2020 was a very dry year when it comes to like movies and especially superhero stuff. We barely got anything. And in that time, I realized that my interest in this whole thing has gradually faded away. But we're not here to just talk about the MCU. MCU is just the behemoth of this genre, so that's why I'm mentioning it so much. But actually recently I watched something else that proved to me once again that yes, I don't enjoy this genre as much as I used to. And I've already used the word genre like 500 times, but get used to it. I'm going to use it for another 10 billion times in this video. And the thing that I watched was Invincible, a TV show that came out not that long ago and people really loved it. And I wanted to watch it for one big reason, and that was because people kept comparing it to The Boys, which I absolutely adore. So I thought that, hey, if people are comparing it to The Boys, this show must be unique and unconventional enough, so it's worth a watch. At least that's what I thought. I don't get why people compare Invincible to The Boys when the only similarities they share is that they both have violence in it, and also Omni-Man from Invincible can remind some people of Homelander from The Boys a little bit. But that's about it. In its core, Invincible is yet another superhero story. And one that is really well told. Like, this is a good superhero story with good characters that feel like people, and it's good. But for me, at this point in my life where I don't really care about this genre that much, and I went in just because people compared it to The Boys and I thought it's going to be unique, it really wasn't that crazy. It was just another superhero thing that was well done, but it was okay for me. Like, I gave it an 8 out of 10. I would have enjoyed it much more if I watched it like a few years ago, but here we are. No hate to The Invincible. Good show, but it's not what I expected. Looking back at movies in the last decade, it's not really surprising that I feel this way because I watched almost every single superhero movie that came out in that time period, and I've consumed so much of that media that I'm just full at this point. I just can't anymore. And with movie theaters reopening again, we already have so many like superhero movies announced for the next 5 billion years. Yay! And out of all of the ones that are announced, I'm genuinely excited about one of them, like really, really excited. And that is, of course, Black Widow. I can't even say it with a straight face. No hate to the people who are excited for Black Widow. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope it's a good movie. I have seen the trailer. It seems like the most dull piece of poop ever, and I don't like poop, so I'm not watching it. But genuinely, I don't understand how I could get excited for this movie when it's coming out now. It should have come out like years ago. Who cares about a Black Widow movie in 2021? I don't get it. No hate to the people who are excited for it, though. Yeah, I'm not watching that. I'm actually excited about Spider-Man No Way Home. The main reason why I'm excited about Spider-Man No Way Home is the potential of multiverse. I mean, it's not potential. At this point, it's 100% happening. And if you're one of those people who are still denying that it's going to happen, I mean, what's wrong with you? Open your eyes. We have Electro played by Jamie Foxx, and Alfred Molina is coming back as Doc Ock. I mean, it's 100% happening. I'm just hoping that we get to see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield come back, even for 1 second. 1 second is enough to make me cry in the theaters and make me eternally happy. And my life would be complete if I saw that. So hopefully, I'm really hoping for that. And hopefully that will happen. And with that, I mean, Spider-Man No Way Home is like my most anticipated film of the year. I'm not even exaggerating. That's how excited I am for it. This video is not a declaration of I will never be watching a single superhero movie ever again. No, I will be watching some here and there, but definitely not every single one of them. And out of the ones that are going to be coming out that I think might turn out to be interesting, might have a potential, are Flash. Kind of sounds crazy, to be honest, to say that, because I don't really care about this character that much. But Michael Keaton is there as Batman, and Ben Affleck is Batman, two Batmans, kind of multiverse thing going on, and it might turn out to be kind of interesting or unique. So maybe I'll watch that one. And Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is something that I'm not exactly sure about how that's going to turn out. Honestly, I have my doubts because, I mean, Sam Raimi is going to direct it, which is the main reason why I'm even mentioning it. And I love Sam Raimi, of course. And I've heard that he rewrote the script entirely when he came to direct it, and that gives me hope. But does he have the full creative freedom? If that's the case, I believe that he could make a great Doctor Strange movie, but I don't believe it. I just can't believe that he has 100% creative freedom. If he does, that would be awesome, and I could enjoy this movie. And if not, then I would be upset, and I wouldn't watch the movie. I'm not sure. We'll see how it turns out. While recording the video, I completely forgot to mention 2 more movies, and first one of them is Morbius. I forgot about this movie's existence, to be honest, because it was supposed to come out last summer, and now it's going to come out next year, and so I just forgot about this movie. But I am actually really excited for it, despite the fact that from the trailers, it is obvious that this movie is going to be dog shit. Despite that, I'm still looking forward to it because just from the trailer alone, I can feel that early 2000s superhero movie vibe. It radiates that energy. And I'm not the only one making this observation. When the trailer came out and people were discussing it, I saw some people mention it, that it does feel like that early 2000s superhero movie era. And just because of that, I'm drawn to this movie and I'm excited to see it, although I know it's going to be pile of poop. And the second forgotten movie is Venom: Let There Be Carnage. It's another movie that has been delayed for quite a while, and we actually got our first trailer for it not that long ago. And although I'm not a huge fan of the first movie, I even made a video on it. That was my second ever video on this channel. If you're curious, check that out. Despite that fact, I'm still going to be watching this movie because, you know, we're finally getting Carnage in an actual live-action movie. After years of fans just taking the Venom from Spidey movies and just dyeing him red and imagining how Carnage would look like in an actual live-action movie, we're actually getting Carnage in an actual live-action movie. Yay! Is it going to be a good movie? I highly doubt it, but I'm still going to be watching it because it's Venom and it's Carnage, you know? Gotta check that out. And that's it for the Forgotten Movies segment. Let's get back to the video. And should I even mention The Boys? Because I feel like it's kind of obvious at this point that I absolutely adore this show, because I literally said that I watched Invincible just because people compared it to The Boys. Honestly, The Boys is one of the best things that have come out in the last few years, and I stand by that, and I can't wait for season 3. It's so good. And lastly, a major reason why my interest in this whole thing has died is because, let's be honest, most superhero films feel the same. Whether it's the same plot structure or color grading and the tone, most of them just feel the same. And not every one of them, though, thankfully. And those are the chosen ones that feel unique to me that I will be watching going forward. So that is it for this video, guys. Obviously, this was just my opinion, and I'm not trying to spread hate on the genre or the fans of the genre. If you enjoyed, good for you. I mean, I know there are still people who do. I see, like, on Twitter, weekly people discussing episodes of, like, shows like Loki and stuff enthusiastically, and I'm just like, wow, people are still this excited about it. I mean, good for you guys. Enjoyed, love it. I'm happy for you, but it's just not something that brings me joy anymore, and that's my opinion, and this is my channel, so I shared my thoughts. And now you can share yours in the comments below. I'm curious, whatever you're thinking, share them. And as always, links for my social media accounts in the description of this video. Check them out. I post stuff occasionally. And if you made it this far and enjoyed the video, leave a like. And if you don't want to miss my other movie and TV show related videos, subscribe to this channel. Bye.